All right, all right. Ladies and gents, we are already starting today. And let's see if TikTok works for some reason. It doesn't for now, so let's just do the part. And here we go. Nice. Oh man. Nice. All right, let's go live. All right. We are live already and everything is working perfect. So let's wait for some people to join and then we'll move on. Who will join first today? Let's see. I have actually a couple of questions to just answer, and I want also to talk about some stuff like the GUI part and the WSL part as well. So kind of like some interesting stuff for you guys if you want to actually be aware about it. It helps you out, especially as I got actually some questions from Discord also about this topic, and people actually were asking about it. And that's it. So let's see if actually we will have the usual guys in the chat. And let's go. All right. Some guy actually had a problem with the GUI part, and it was actually something I think with the RDB part and the ports. I think, yeah, I got the point here. It was that he actually needed some, like, yeah, hello from Bulgaria, nice to see you there. Oh, I'm getting a lot of rewards today. What are these rewards from? For whatever. The tier 2 flare will expire. Claim it now. What is that? I have no idea what is this. Tier 2. So complete all challenges to claim some subscription presents. That's perfect. Well, that's cool. I can claim subscriptions. Holy shit, I didn't know that that exists for some reason. And yeah, this is nice. All right, let's wait for you guys to join, see who's here, who's not. Oh wow, so there is this kind of tiers that I didn't know of, and when you go live you can make like get some diamond center or something like that, and then you will get a milestone reward or something like that. Oh hi, which language is this? We are actually doing JavaScript, so today we are just talking JavaScript. Last time though we kind of deleted Firebase from the components part, and we did this in login form. So this is what we are at right now, and we have some errors that we need to take care of, and also we need to answer some of your questions, and I'm here already. We'll answer everything, so let's wait for everybody to join. Yeah, if you are here for the first time, make sure actually to just follow us and check our Discord. The Discord actually is in my link, in my profile link, and you can find everything there. You can actually go to Discord, ask as many questions, and yeah, let's hopefully chat today about how can we actually do the part where we need actually to oh yeah, all right, I will explain to you what I did last time. It was really bad, kind of. I did this get profile section part, and I did this login and register, and I forgot about the best part, which is the logout part actually, which kind of like take the token and just kick it out. You kick a token, and then that token won't be actually used again. But I think I actually did my server part here wrongly. So my server has an environment variable of token, which is always the same for some reason, and I'm not sure about that. Should it be like that? Should it be not? And this is my config for GWT strategy. So I want you guys to help me out with this, because honestly I don't know much about it and how to set it up. And yes, this is NeoVim, and we are doing NeoVim as an IDE, kind of. Yeah. You still work with the REST API? Yeah, David. I mean, I set it up. I did everything correct, and it works now. It works perfectly, actually. The only thing is that I need to work on the logout part, and I'm honestly not experienced at all. It's not chat theme, by the way. It's the Tokyo theme. You can find it out, and hopefully if you DM me please, and I will send you my configuration, the whole part. Or if you are actually want to do that right now, let me actually share it in the chat. Let me go to the chat and do actually some settings for it. The chat actually have some settings to not allow people paste in links, but now it will. So if you guys want to paste links right now or whatever, you will be able to. All right, so yeah, I can share my screen kinda. I can show you what I'm doing, and this is what I'm doing exactly. Not here, surely. This is what I'm doing. So the white noise app right now, but if you want to actually get my NeoVim setup, you can enter here, and you will have actually the Lua files and also the PowerShell files if you want also to have NeoVim set up with Chocolately, actually, or Choco if you are used to that. Which platform is that, bro? It's GitHub, by the way. GitHub, yeah. And yeah, I will just share this in the chat and I will pin it so for you guys to actually be able to access it. And also please like the live stream, share it right now, let people know we are going to code and start coding in a bit, and we are going to have for sure a lot of problems to solve together. So if you are actually into this kind of stuff and you want to like learn while coding or learn by getting like beaten by JavaScript and TypeScript, that's my thing. I actually get beaten every day with TypeScript until I become good at it. Nice. So the second one will navigate during API failure. Yeah, so actually here Von Tillman can help us a bit about this. Hey Von, what's up? So we did this GWT part, we did this in a server. As you remember, I think you were here, right? The controllers are now these: user register, user login, and also we have a user logout ready, but we didn't start with it. So you know what, let me just go at the end and put that there. Yeah, that will be better, and put this as ZT. So this is my user authentificate, and this is like I have a middleware with next, and I have also an authenticator without next, which means that I will use this with my route. And in this case, I will have the route like exactly like this, like /profile will use the authentication middleware, and then it will move to authenticate after actually it has that next working. So this is what will work exactly. So now it says, hey, I want to get the session, which is now false, but let me get the user. If there is a user that connected in my database with the same data that I prepared, with the same kind of like GWT token that I have in my local storage, therefore please get that correct user. Please actually get that request user and pass it to the next request, which is the authentication part. And this one just will return a JSON of that user. And to be actually correct about this, I think we should give it a status of, I don't know, 201 maybe. Yeah, and that will be better and more maybe correct, right? All right, is this an Express server? Yes. Do you use GPT? Not really. I used it a bit through. I used it to question some regex stuff, but nothing with this what I'm doing right now. Actually, the chat helped me doing this kind of stuff. So I'm a front-end developer. I have nothing to do with backend, but kind of like I'm building whatever, right? And I'm trying kind of to learn the full stack way and also learn TypeScript for that. If yes, then yes. What are you talking about there? All right, let me see. Flutter or React Native, what would you say is better? Right now I actually think that Flutter is more popular, but React Native has its own stuff as well that makes it popular. First of all, it's ancient. Basically it started around 2018 to become very, very popular, and people who started professional projects at that time, they still use React Native till now. And especially with the Ionic, they bought the Ionic, I think, approach. So they have Ionic under the hood. So I think they are really solid. When it comes to Flutter, you need to learn kind of like a new language, which is not popular among the front-end developers. They want to stick to JavaScript. So in this case, they won't do a lot of research and actually changing the whole infrastructure of the whole app, migrating from JavaScript to Flutter. So what they will do here is just they will always stick to React, right? Can we see what you built? Sure. So let me just run this, because honestly, I remember, guys, that you weren't here when I did this already. So this is our dev session. Everything is running, and boom, we have a problem saying that parameter of user implicitly blah blah blah, but it's fine, I think. 1 second. Where is that? Can we just maybe comment this out? Let me just see what I can do about this. I'll just comment this out with ESLint disable, kind of. Next line. If you don't know what I'm doing, it's just that I want to disable the ESLint kind of errors, or ESLint yelling at me for certain stuff. So I will just ignore it for now. So I will wait again, and let's see, where is this? It says like controller.ts 81-53. So here, right? Which is honestly a bit odd at this point. Info is declared but never used. Let's delete that part. And then user has implicitly, so it's actually having a problem with the type of it. All right, so at this point, I think that we need actually to kind of like jump over this, but I think our front end still will work perfectly, even though that we have that error. But let me clear and try again. So now it still says that error, user and info has any type. Okay, what could they be in this case? Can we actually find a way? What is the passport authenticate kind of values, or we cast them into something? I think this one can be cast into error, even though that probably there's an error callback or an error info from React. And the user, I have no idea what this should be, but I will try with any for now. And for the info, I need not to worry that much for now. Okay, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. It works, but yeah, it works, right? But it still doesn't like the any part for the user, unless we actually kind of like, I don't know in this case, but maybe we have something for that later on to check, right? All right, do you give some guys are asking me to do their homework. Do you give my computer homework? All right, been a while. Yeah, hello, welcome back. I actually didn't stream yesterday because I actually slept before the stream, because I stream usually late in German time, and I found out actually myself very exhausted during the weekend, especially that I didn't actually take any breaks. And then I told myself, hey, I'll sleep from 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. basically, and then 2 hours just rest, and then I will move to stream. But I woke up at 7 a.m. Was as easy as that. All right, so now I'll show you what I built. It's actually the login page. Oh man, this is so much bright. So we had built the register page as well, which is this one here. So as you see, I can do this. For example, if I start typing and I just move out, the field has to be filled. I have a minimum of 8 characters, I think, for the name, which is wrong because I put John here. Maybe we can actually correct it. Maybe we can just put 4 in there. And that's actually schema in the front end, which means that in our schemas here, in the front end, in the register schema, I have here 8 of name, right? Let's actually go down. I can do Control X or Control A for go and up and down. So if I want to go down, I'll just do 4, and I will see inside this and say, hey, the field or length, or how can I write that, is longer than 4. So that's how I will know that it works perfectly. All right. So now if I refresh this, hopefully we edited the register part. If I put 1, it will just give me that. And this is a schema from Zod basically. And why we are doing Zod, because we wanted actually to learn together and kind of like specify everything and all the rules together and all of that. And here we go. Let me show you here. So now if I just do this, then A, it's 4, and then if I just go that, it will just take the error away. This for sure should be like not like that. So it will tell you actually this is not a valid email until you put a valid one, and then the password will be ASDFAGER, and then it will accept it. If less, it will be has to be filled, but also that is wrong because this one needs to be minimum length, right, is 8 characters. Yeah. So now if we check that again, minimum length is 8 characters, then therefore, oops, this is not 8. Okay, it needs to be more than 8. So okay, more than 8 or 8, then this therefore will be 7, kind of. Yeah, or you know what, let's leave it 8, so everybody actually do always bigger than 8. Yeah, do you want me to show you how I did these schemas and stuff and how I actually use them? It's very easy, it's to the point. This is the schema part, and then you go to my routes. You will find a route of register, and this is the one. And then if I go here, let me see, the navigate here is wrong. I don't need that. I need the use navigate part. Can you read this and tell me what you don't understand so I can explain it to you guys? Because also we are using 10-stack query and 10-stack router as well. What language is this? This is, by the way, TypeScript. And I will now go back and read all your questions. So ask as many questions as you want, right? All right, cool. Then also I want to highlight that we are wanting like to reach out to 10,000 as soon as possible. 10,000 basically followers. And if you are new here, and if you're not usually here, I stream every day, so please like and share the stream if you want, and also follow us so you can actually join us on another time as well. And yeah, what are you talking about? Flutter is the best documented, he said. Documented, open source, supported, IntelliJ. I mean, in my case, I'm talking about React Native as a professional use. The thing is that React Native is professionally more used than Flutter itself, because Flutter started not so long ago, and people actually are not using it in a professional kind of environment a lot. Maybe recently, yes, but I'm not sure. In Germany especially, you don't find a lot of Flutter developers. Just delete the whole page, bro. Thanks for that. I bought an iPhone and I have nothing to do with it. Well, user tech said that he bought an iPhone 16 Pro Max and he has nothing to do with it. Actually, that's kind of like an imposter syndrome that you fall after buying anything. You will buy the best PC possible, and then you will find yourself doing nothing with it, just simply because you think that you will play all the games that you never played, and then you don't have lust for it anymore. It's just that it just goes away. It happens to the best of us, honestly. Kotlin is just one language developed by JetBrains, but Dart crazier, better. Yeah, correct. So sometimes when something is developed by like a big company like IntelliJ or JetBrains or whatever, the thing that we suffer from here is that whenever they go from a sprint to another, they need actually to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars. And that is different from when you see Dart or whatever. When something starts from a small team, it's always better. It's always like faster, kind of. All right, let me now read the oppositely. Like I will start from the bottom. Waffen asked, how long have you been coding? If I can ask, I've been coding for more like than 8 years now, but I can say like professionally 6 to 8 or even more. I don't really count. What is the purpose of the cn function if it's just to declare class name? Let me see. You are actually correct here. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, in this case, I was thinking actually that I will pass it as a prop. Probably someone can use this register form with as a functional component, but also wants to pass as many props as he wants. So as children, it can be children, and Jen, you forget about this one, but I actually got it from ChatCN like that, so I didn't want to mess around with it. But you are actually correct in this case. CN here will read these as a Tailwind classes, and I think we can just get rid of them. So let's try that. Honestly, it might work, so let's just do this and see if we can. Okay, props can stay like that, and also props can include class name in this case, so anything will be passed here. Nice. Yeah, it can be like that, correct, but let me just check it if this will work still or not. Bro, is this Vim? Yeah, it is Vim. It is Vim, Neo Vim basically. Yeah. All right, can you upload the public repo on GitHub? Yeah, it is public already. It's public and you guys can go to it. By the way, I was showing my config for NeoVim, so also it is there. I shared it in the chat, but I also want to go to my profile and then go down. JSON Explorer, white noise, here we go. This is the one that we are doing right now. And it has a public and a server. Server actually can be in another folder, like called backend or something like that, but it has Prisma, schema migrations, stuff like that, and yeah, I mean database migration and schemas, and then in the source you will find all my controllers like the user login and stuff like that, and it all works with Prisma actually. So we wait for an existing user here with Prisma find unique kind of stuff. But anyhow, the front end is also here. It's just directly in the source. So yeah, like folder wise, I'm wrong with a lot of stuff. I should have not started the backend. It's just because the chat wanted me to do one, so why not? But in the case of doing it yourself, please don't do it my way. You can do it another way and put like backend and front, or client and front in two different folders. Like I will show you an example. I think I have one. Yeah, this one, for example. This is how I usually do this. I will just do client and server, and I will have a readme outside. So this is how I want to do it, and then I will just explain how can you migrate your Prisma files. Cool. Yeah, that's it. Let me share with you the link, guys, because this is very important for you. Yeah. Awesome. I will share the link right now. You can follow me also on GitHub if you want to. It's kind of like there for you guys. Yeah. Pin the comment. I get nostalgic if I see these divs with the props. With the props, you mean, or problems? Because honestly, that also, yeah, it's kind of like how do you say that? A sword with two-sided sword or something like that. It's kind of like cool. Sometimes you have props, you have to spread them. You don't care what kind of props that you will have there. But if someone puts 20 props, means that with every prop change, because it's a spreaded object, everything will refresh again. The whole component will refresh again, which is wrong, kind of. Yeah. What a nerd. Thank you. Well, that's a compliment, hopefully. Double-edged sword. Yeah, sorry for that. I don't know my English. English is not my first language. But for people who know where I am from, please don't answer. But for the people who doesn't know where I'm from, you can guess in the chat. You can guess and I will tell you far or not, close or not close, basically. Yeah. Mate, I hope that I answered your question. All right, David here actually said like something really important. It's like we make forms with PHP and front ends interaction with JS. That's correct. But imagine if you have like complex interactions, you will have a lot of event listeners, and that's the where frameworks shine actually. Yeah. Well, David, where do you work, by the way, if you're still watching? What you're working on? Yeah, now I didn't show you actually the app completely. So now I'm working on the login part and the logout part. So the login part actually works perfectly. So now if you refresh here, you found out that if I register, I have my whole thing that I was showing behind me working. So if I sign up, now I'll just change to the login. I hope that when I click it, it takes me to login. You see, I didn't do this part. but I remember the route. The route is just login like this. And actually the register route needs to have a register, but it was have a login as well. All right, so I remember actually I have an account for this. Let me just open my password controller. So this is what I prepared, john@gmail.com, and the password is 129 or something like that. It's on my database, by the way, and my database is I actually stopped the server. Brew services list. This is where you can list all your services, and one of the services that we are starting is actually a service for PostgreSQL. Yeah, you see it on top, so I will select it like that one, this one. It's in yellow as you see it on very top of the screen. All right, cool. Now we can go back to the app to run it again, because now we broke it. Yeah, so now it started nodemon, started everything. It's watching over TS. It's also removing the dist folder and then recreating it again. So a bit of generic stuff. Now it will refresh the whole thing, and then I will just use the same kind of login part, and then boom, it logged in. That's nice. The logout button still doesn't work because I don't have a login route. Yeah, but this is how it is. It has like some white noises here, and also I don't have specific images for them because I don't store them in the database, but maybe in the future I will. So you guys actually can suggest if you have any white noises in mind, and I can show you one of them because always you ask for the same stuff. So here you go. That was a white noise basically. Yeah. And by the way, you have a timer. For God's sake, I put it there just for fun. Yep. Cool. I don't have any experience with Kotlin, by the way. I use Kotlin at work, but as it just like I touch it to understand how it works. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. Just for example, add a JSON attribute or something like that, and then just push it and see if it works, and then I get the hell out of there. Is TanStack actually worth it? Yeah, it is worth it. Honestly, it made my life super much easy. Like, I'll show you a trick that I learned recently. Why I'm keeping closing my back and then back and forth. Okay. So now, if I go here, let's say I just want to create a new route, right? Let me close the whole thing. It seems like super complicated, but it's not. So API, assets, components, inside components, you have reusable UI from chat.cn, you close components, you have routes. Okay. So let's say I create a new route. Let's see if we need a new route actually. Let's say we have a route of, I don't know, read, or maybe FIQ or something like that, right? If I do FIQ.tsx, look what happens. If I open that file, you'll see that it auto-generated the route component for us, which means now it made our life kind of easier. If you go to the app right now and do /FIQ, it will just have that file ready for you, right? And then what? If you go also to the route gen part, route tree gen part, this part, you will find out actually that you have the same thing here as the FIQ route. Actually, it names it correctly with everything being correct actually. And then also it prepares the route and it's kind of exported or imported from the original file. Yeah, which is the right thing to do. Yeah. So let me delete if I see actually now if it does delete the whole thing. No, it didn't actually, which is really cool. Maybe I need to kind of refresh this, or maybe I create a new route and it will know itself, but usually it should delete the whole thing. Oh, okay. There is a new alternative file. Let me check it again. Yeah, now it deleted the whole thing. So it alternatively it writes like a file. When you exit the file, it will just correct it, which is really pretty useful, and does it on itself. Like it does everything itself, and honestly, I like that. Yeah. Also, the app router on Next.js, that's different, whole big level. But but I honestly think that both of them, they both have like the good and bad. But what you need to kind of like stick to here is what is easier for you. So if easier for you Next.js, go with Next.js. If not, go with the other. Yeah. I'm surprised by how David is answering all the questions for all the chats, and thank you for that. Honestly, you're an OG. Let me just put him as a mod as well because he's been here for long. Actually, he's here always, kind of. Yeah, he just checks in on us from time to time. I'll give you the possibility also to start some comments. So if you like a comment or something like that, you can pin it, and you can help me in the chat. Yeah. Might have to check TenStack at some point. Yeah, let me show you more of TenStack actually that you probably will love a lot, right? Do you have Twitch? Yes, I actually shared with you guys my Twitch, right? Or no? Actually, you know what? I have mostly on TikTok, like the viewership, but now I pinned my comment. Please, if you are on TikTok, go and follow me there. And also I am on Kick, so if you guys want to follow me there as well, I would be really happy about that. Because honestly, that helps. Wherever you follow me, it's a blessing. And also, if you want to support, I always say this, but I have a like subscription goal on top. I still don't have any subscribers yet, but it's kind of cool to have your support and kind of rise and shine. Is Rust a good language? I think Rust is one of the best languages to build desktop apps. Yeah, which is amazing also. Yeah, cool. I think now I answered most of your questions. If you still have any, I can show you now the TenStack query part. So here in the index.ts we don't have anything. I think we have it on the register part. So here in the register we have like a mutation function. Basically, if you have a getter or setter, you use query. But if you have a post request, a path request, or a patch request, or whatever like that, you will use kind of let's say, wait a second, I think I know why now I have all of this. The props part, that was a type itself. Okay, so I can take it off. I don't need it anymore. Yeah, so here the mutation is actually kind of like waiting for a post, for a patch, for whatever, for a delete, but not for a get. And also it has this query invalidate part where it invalidates some certain query that you queried before in your app. And for example, if you are querying users instantly, like from time to time, and then you have a new user, then that user's query needs to be refreshed, right? Just gets a bit of hype of because of promo. Also, yeah, like answering David's question here is just whenever something new comes in the tech industry, it gets a lot of hype. Imagine now you have this what is happening with AI right now. DeepSeek came in and the hype is impossible. DeepSeek still performs really bad when it comes to latency because its servers are in China. So for me, in Germany, whenever I write something, I wait for a visible latency. I see it, like it keeps thinking, like, and in my head I'm like, okay, but if I use ChatGPT, it has its servers in Frankfurt, so basically it has certain servers in Frankfurt, certain data servers in the US, so it's kind of like more controllable for me. I mean, like if they actually invest in Germany, probably they will never leave from here. And also if they invest in Germany, they mean that also their data is probably getting like some learnings from this country as well. So but China is different, right? And the people hype so much because it's cheap. It's cheap, it's really powerful, it's really good, it's open source. That's what we want. We want everything to be open source. We want kind of everything to be available for us. We don't need to pay for this kind of stuff. Actually, I would wish if someone comes in and say, okay, here it is, my R1 model or whatever, or my Pro model for free, like. And if you check what OpenAI is doing with this, it's doing it like very badly. They make you pay 200 for the Pro. I don't know how much is it even, like if you want ChatGPT really to help you with your job, like the one that is equivalent to the R1 in DeepSeek, it costs 200 euros per month. That's too much. That's like a salary for certain countries. Like if you go and work in my country, Tunisia, as a intern or a junior developer, probably will get like I don't know, 100 euro more, like 300 euro will be your first salary there. So it's too much. It does actually limit people to use it. But then when the other people came in and say, okay, now it's $5 or $19 for the whole thing, for sure it will be better, right? So the hype here is kind of weird kind of hype. It's not a hype made by developers, it's a hype made by investors, because whenever something happened like this, you see like the graphs for certain ETFs is like plummeting to either like being bear so much or bull so much. So the bull and bear kind of movement, and that is for me kind of super stupid. Kind of like, why should you just pull up on a company that you think for 2 years is gonna be successful, and then China came up with something, then you're afraid and you bring out everything to your pocket again. Yeah, so David's talking about caching now. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, TenStack actually is a hero with caching. It caches a lot of stuff. Yeah. And application caching, here you have it, and that's why I have in certain getters and setters for this I'm not getters, but for certain, like if I go to my app.tsx, I think I did it here. I did a stale time here. So what I'm gonna do exactly is just that I'm gonna cache the whole thing, and that's with the query key of sanity. So I am actually caching the status of the server for 1 day, which is wrong actually. I should cache it maybe for 1 hour. But yeah, I want actually to check if the server is okay each day before I query anything, so I don't worry to query anything. Because in my first page, let's say like this, I will try to kind of like do it into a chart. Let me do it into a chart. Yeah, that would be really helpful. All right, so imagine this is my website, right? And I entered for the first time, and TenStack is on top, so TenStack is there, right? And it knows that it needs to cache some user data for the login, for example. Let's say he logged in successfully, so the moment something crashed with TenStack or the query is when he's loading the first page, right? And then he has his own timers and to-do list. So this is what we're going to build later. He has a to-do here, he has a timer here, and this is nothing like really important for the timer. Oops, it broke. Hopefully we're back, right? We are back. Nice. Oh man, I have the worst connection ever. Alright, cool. So yeah, what I wanted actually to also say here, that he has also his white noises. Yeah. So all of these are actually being queried. So maybe the last timer, kind of like that. Yeah. And the white noises probably also want to store in the database some of the stuff. So DB ones, yeah. So the thing is here with the player part, how can I do a player? Like that maybe. Yeah, the player part here in this case needs to kind of like know what kind of white noises this user come to listen to and maybe load them first, right? So in this case, I want to do that sanity part. So I don't actually cache anything until I know that the sanity part works. So that's kind of like my safety before. And this is just returning a status of on, right? And if it turns anything else but not on, I won't do anything else from here. Think about it like that. So I'm saving a lot of API requests. That's it. Yep. I mean, I think like that it's really good to know this kind of stuff. Yeah. Clients are not supposed to be smart, so you get dependent on the service. But in which case here, if end users could set up everything, we would be as poor as developers. Correct. I mean, now you're talking about what they can do in terms of app manipulation and stuff. Christoph said hey there. Toll said hey as well. Everybody else, hey there. If I didn't read your comments, please write again. AB said, are you CS grad? Yeah, I'm CS grad since 2019. My master, 2016 was my bachelor. But I started really working before. I started working 2016 professionally with my bachelor, actually, because I graduated on 2016. All right, so here Ari asked about the cache import. Okay, it was related to, okay, got it. Rick Rod said good morning. Where are you from, Rick? It's a good night for me. It's already, I don't know how much is it here. I think my time is wrong. I need to correct my clock. Philippines. Okay, what time is it there? Yeah, TypeScript and JavaScript, that's what we are doing. Izana said, I want to learn programming. What programming language should I start with? Python? Yeah, I mean, Python, start with it. It will teach you a bit of kind of stuff, and then some kind of like algorithmics, some like data structure, data types, and then you move on to like solving small problems with with small functions. And then you will probably make your own website, maybe with what is it called? The Python framework. Oh man, I always forget it. Python framework for web. Yeah, I never used it, but Django, that's what I was talking about. Flask and Django, true. I mean, what's better, Flask or Django? I mean, in this case, you probably want to tell me, because I honestly don't know here. Yeah. I never used Python frameworks, actually. I never actually was kind of even like courageous enough, let's say, because this is how it is for me, right? I was introduced to web development in 2011, and this is when my uncle actually told me, hey, do you think that you want to learn this kind of IT stuff? It's not hard, you can do it even from your home. Please start with something like web development, right? And web dev was for me the most easy thing to learn. Why? Because I was thinking about something like JS in the front, and then when I looked at all the other languages, what they need for their backend, I found, for example, you can do Java, Spring Boot, you can do Kotlin also. Kotlin at the time I think wasn't there, but there was PHP, there was what else there actually? C++, let's say C#, whatever. Okay, there is a lot of other languages that you can actually do backends with, right? But in my case, I was like, okay, but can I do everything with JS? And actually the connection here was one-to-one, and it was honestly the best thing that I needed to know, because if I can do everything with JS, then everything for me will be easy. So I started learning deeply in 2013. When I graduated 2016, I got my first job, and it was like a full stack developer. And at that time, I was not doing really full stack. I was more into front end, because I remember having like Bootstrap on the front for CSS, which made me not really dive in too much on CSS. And we had styled components, kind of. Yeah, and SCSS at that time. Yeah, because it's actually from like what's style, what's a CSS, it's one or another, right? And I had also one more thing, is that I wanted to dive into more not the hooks. The hooks, they didn't exist. By the way, the hooks like use callbacks, use effect, and all of this stuff came out in 2018. So if you think these were like forever, no, it's not, right? So for me here, where I said React, right? And now 2025, and I'm still with React, but here it was totally different. React, class components was like a big thing. So ask me what is the last class component that I used, was in 2024. So in 2024, 2023 also was my last written class component that I ever written, like literally. Yeah. And by the way, I jumped from Bootstrap as well, and in here I think in 2020 I started to use Tailwind. I watched like some guy on YouTube that explained it for like 1 hour, and that's actually it. Like you need just 1 hour to dive into something and decide if you want to continue with it or not, right? Okay, so Bad here said that he likes more Flask, I think, but Django is for data driven, Flask for logic driven. Okay. So if you have like databases and stuff like that, you will use more like Django in this case. Yeah, I think maybe it will fire web server better in this case if it's data driven. Yeah. Okay, so for enterprise, Python didn't make it really. Plone, Django, CMS, but people prefer easy stuff. I don't get here. What do you mean by preferring easy stuff? Home Airy said Tailwind probably saved my web dev career. I hated CSS, but Tailwind is somehow good. I agree with you, it saved my career as well. I like the flex and the grid part of it. We used kind of like to do a grid. We do like display grid for sure. This is CSS part, so you will have this into like brackets, right? Not brackets, I don't know what the curly braces, right? And then you'd say grid columns or grid templates, right? And you have also grid columns, right? And also I always get confused of this, right? And here you have to repeat the fractions. Basically you say, hey, I want how much is a fraction. For example, you say I want to repeat one fraction 3 times or something like that. I don't even remember what is this, but I think it was like, for example, if you want 100 pixels to be one fraction, so which means that you have a grid of 4 or a card of 3, right? Or something like that. Then with Tailwind, it's really easy. You have the class name here, and you open this and you say, hey, I want this to be grid. That's it. And the grid span, not grid span, grid calls, and you specify the calls. You say I want 4 calls. That's it. And then you close this, and then inside the other div, inside this actually, you come here and say this is a grid span, right, of 1, which means that you will create 4 of them. If you say this is of 2, you means to create 2. If you say this is a 4, means that you have 1 grid, which makes no sense in this case, right? Dr. Shirzik, I don't know how to say your name. But yeah, I also like Tailwind with making buttons. Tailwind has also button overlays, they call them. And this means that a normal button is just, you call a button normally like this. I think if you call it with a class name of warning, the whole thing will become red. So it will become red like this, and then so on and so forth. So basically you have multiple stuff, and you have, I think, the blue one, which I forgot about its name. You have also the green one, and actually you have an orange one. I think the orange one is warning, and this one is error, I think, right? I'm not sure in this case, but the philosophy is actually very easy. You just need to know them once, and you will always remember them if you use them a lot. Yeah. Do you use ChatCN? Yes, I use ChatCN. By the way, ChatCN is not a library. It's not actually a package, or it's not even an npm package. Like the guy who created it said, I'm creating a library, not a library. He said he created like components repo or something like that. So you have multiple components that you can use whenever you need to use. That's it. So you have a alert, you have a popover. This is, I remember because I used it recently. You have so many actually. I don't remember all of them, but one of them is paying, for example, the select and card. And for example, if you get card, you need to get card container and then card title. And by the way, they have like so many of them. So card header, and they're all inside one card component. So if you enter one of the ChatCNs, let me show you that in particular in the code, you will find out yourself actually getting into just a small lib, right? Not here though. This is the merge part where he merges all his stuff with yeah, these are the cards with Tailwind. That's what I want to say. But yeah, this is a card component, this is a card header component, this is a card title component, and the class names and the refs and everything here, you need to pass them yourself. So think about it as here actually he's doing nothing. What is a card description? Basically you will pass all the class names to make it correct one. He just added this text muted foreground, which comes from the Tailwind configuration. Yeah, what is this? Like he wants his card footer to have a padding of 6 and a padding top of 0, which makes no sense here. Let me think. Okay, weird, but why not padding bottom of 0? Because it's in the footer. Anyway, it can be anything. And guess what? You can export all of them here. So he exported them, and he just provided all of these for you to use. What I like about the button is more classes. So here he did the hard work. So here he kind of like gave you everything beforehand. So you have really all the defaults. And yeah, this is secondary, outline, destructive, yeah, ghost link, and the size of them, and then the default variants. You can actually get this one here and add your variants as well, which is kind of cool. Anyhow, let's create maybe the server part now for the logout. Anybody knows how can I log out with JWT? I honestly don't know. I honestly have no idea. So I will go back here, or I will ZZ this so you can see it. So this is my authentication part. It works perfectly. I need now just to make the login work. So I need to call something here to actually make the login logout work. Sorry, I said login. Can you guys have actually any idea about how that works? Honestly, I don't know much. I prompted ChatGPT not so long ago about it, but I forgot everything. Yeah, I don't have anything actually here in this case. I need just to search for logout functions and how they work with GWT, because some guy told me you need to blacklist something, like blacklist some tokens, but I have only one token to connect with, so at this point I don't really know what to do, right? So invalidate the GWT. That's cool. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah. In this case, I don't want to know, does Passport has Passport.js, what I'm using here? Yeah, this is Express, by the way. So I jumped from front end to back end, kind of. Yeah, let me kind of explain to you what is happening here. I built like a simple backend because I'm really not experienced as a full stack developer. I'm experienced more in the front. So I created this Passport config part with a GWT payload that waits for the user and then fires up everything, and that's it. It just returns the user if needed. And then these are the user login, user register routes, and I knew how to do this because I thought about them as just Express and getting a model for the user and stuff. And we are now running on Prisma, so this is my Prisma client schema basically, and the model of user has like some model to-dos. This is just to do them later. I wanted like the user to add some to-dos in the app and just to test that the backend work with, but we ended up testing the backend with just the user login and user register. So because the registration actually pushes the user, here you go. Not there actually, that's where it tested everything, and this is where it hashes the password. And where does it actually send the user? This is user register, Prisma user create. Yeah, here you go. So that's when it creates the user, kind of. So now we are doing the logout part, right? And the logout part, as someone of you in the chat said, that I need to invalidate the token. How long do you have the GWT set for being valid? I think that's where I say expires at, right? I expire them, in 1 hour actually. 1 hour. So does that answer your question here? Because I'm now following Nick here in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, it's JavaScript React with Express in the backend, and we're just doing some experimentation about how to do the logout part. Okay. But Nick, I think you didn't understand my question. Like, is there like a Passport.js like a function that says expires? Something like that. That's what I want to know. Right. And as Lou asked, can you show your current progress? Honestly, we are just doing it right now. We are working on the logout part, so you can just look it up with us and see how it works. Thought on I don't need to use AI in this case, I think, to get my stuff done. All right, so what I was thinking right now is that in my front end, I need to kind of invalidate, right, the current user, right, which is totally fine. But how does the login function work? So the logout function work? Well, okay, so I will check Passport.js. logout function. All right, I'm checking then that I'm not actually getting anything from the cookie. I store everything in the local storage, which is dumb, I know. So I will show you what in the front end I'm doing. Yeah, guys, we are jumping a lot actually between these two. So this is how I do it. So here I got a register part. I just register and then I pass to the login. And the login here, you see that I have the local storage of set item of token, GS token, blah blah blah. And then in the logout, I was thinking that I would just delete that. I will just boom that and delete it. That's it. All right, I think we are on the right path. So here I found out also, as our friend said in the chat, there is like a logout part, and it says rec.logout, but then this doesn't make any sense actually. The logout here does not use anything from passport.js. How does that even know that this user is trying to log out? Yeah, it needs a validity kind of thing, but it is valid. As you see, expires in 1 hour, it says. Yeah, when I delete the token, when someone refreshes, okay, that actually might be also correct. Yes, Nick is more correct here. So what I'm trying to do, look at this. Let me just show you what I'm trying to say, so you guys get it, right? I know that if this is my backpack of my GWT being stored in the local storage, right? The thing is that this is logged in. So I have a user, right? And let's say our user is John, just for the sake of it. All right. So now this is actually, how do I get the profile part here? Actually, if I show you that, if I just, oops, I did something wrong. I wanted just to take this up a bit. In the get profile part here, as you see, I have the local storage getting like the token from the local storage. So if it doesn't get the local storage token, then I don't know what kind of profile I'm using, right? Or I cannot even identify the profile, right? So if I delete this in the front end and that's it, then therefore, if he refreshes, that get profile call can still happen, which I don't want to happen at all, right? I want him, when he clicks on the logout, there will be in the backend some logout function or logout route. This is as I think about it, and that logout will call, for example, passport dot I don't know dot logout. That's what I was thinking about, right? And that will just invalidate the token, so that token cannot be working anymore. What if he goes to the local storage and copy paste the same token? So it's like security breach kind of thing that I'm caring about the most, right? So this one, I think it's not really helpful. What is helpful is this, where we build everything in the backend, and then in the front end, yeah, we will delete the token from the local storage once we get the okay from the backend, right? Hopefully, am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. Okay, cool. Let me actually think about it a bit, as we can actually create this in the front end first, and then see if we can build it in the back end then later. All right. So for the backend though, we can set the user to be kind of like null, or basically when we delete the GWT token anyhow, that should be fine, but we need kind of like to invalidate the user query, like the query function of current user, maybe, yeah, and we'll navigate to login kind of, yeah. So let's try that out. So where is my this is controllers and this is here. Let me get this here. So this is one const logout equal async. It will be just a simple fetch, and this simple fetch basically will does what we got, what we told each other to do, which is kind of like to get out the local storage and delete it, right? All right, cool. But also it needs to call the backend. So yeah, so const not. I think we can start with directly local storage dot delete item. Is there something like delete or set item, yeah, of token? I don't know, this is just a shot in the dark actually. And this will be just empty, right? And then it will go fetch, or maybe it needs to wait fetch first, and then equal to await that fetch. And we need also to specify this to be /API /logout, right? Directly. And maybe we need the username. We can pass it in here, but I think it's also fine to not pass it right away. And the method should be post. I think it should be written always in uppercase. And now it comes the smooth part. Should it be kind of should it be, am I right? This export cost, what is wrong with me? Should it be that it contains headers or not? I don't think headers are necessary in this case. Hey Phil, what's up? Some guy is writing in Spanish. Some French guy, la minute de code, said hi. I am doing not 0 auth or whatever, I'm doing just GWT. Yes, login state should have a state on the client side and a session on the server side, and that's correct 100%. That's a good approach actually. Also maybe like a state management tool that keeps like that you're logged in or logged out. Ah, yeah. So Nick said that I may actually also get to configure my GWT to not expire after 1 hour, but also if someone is just logged in, to not log him out directly and give him an extension. That might work, or we extend it to 4 hours kind of. Then we forgot about that, he will sign in again. We are deleting Firebase, by the way. If you asked, aren't you using Google sign in? We just wanted to delete Firebase so we can have a very good kind of use of Passport.js and use it for login and logout. It's actually good, actually, like practice for me. Yeah. So remove item token works. Yeah, I didn't know that exists actually. So thank you, Tillman, for letting me know. What else? How can we do this actually? Do we need maybe something in the header? I don't think that we need anything now. So are you storing sessions on server? Yeah, I am storing them right now, but the server just validates the GWT token for an hour, and that's what I was doing. But now the funny part is that how can we do the logout function here? Actually, now we kind of done here, so we will come back to it later. But the thing is that this is the most important part. How can this work, like user logout? How can it work in the backend? So we need to invalidate kind of the token, right? That's, I think, the only thing that we can do. All right, let me look for invalidation of token. Yeah, I don't seem to actually, or maybe, do you guys heard of anything called blacklisting? Right? I have no idea how that works actually. NVim user? Yes, I'm an NVim user. Nice. For everybody who's new here, please follow. I will be really appreciating that. We are trying to actually reach out to 10,000 and we are working together to build this. Yeah, the token is actually used for a session, just to provide the session, and that's it, right? I mean, in this case, it just authorizes the session, and the GW token lets you get your profile data correctly. So it works as a middleware, kind of. Both. It does both. It does the session and also it provides data. So whenever I query something with the middleware of with the user authenticate middleware that I have on top of my head right now on the screen, therefore I can call anything with it. All right, cool. Which one extension? This is NeoVim, by the way, and the extensions are on my Git profile. You can DM me and I will share everything with you. I am using GWT, yes. All right, I actually will go a bit further. I will just request the token as a header, so I don't really care much now. It's just whenever you create like a logout kind of thingy, it will just blacklist that, and that's it. Cool. How can we do that? Actually, we can do just the logout user part now, and then we move on. Okay. So the token needs to be coming from the rec.headers, right? Dot what? What should we name it? Dot authorization. Yes, so that's what we named it actually. But I think, can the token be like this? Ah, because it's bearer, right? No, I cannot. Oh gosh. You know what? I will split this by space, and the token will be next. So the bearer will be the bearer will be first, and the token will be next. That will be it, right? Or we can do it like this: const token, and then I will move here and just do one. And don't ask me then later on why one, why you didn't actually destructure it and stuff like that. That will work. Ah, yeah, correct. That will work unless I do brackets and not curly braces, by the way. Paulina said hi once again. Your account has grown so much the last time I visited it. Yeah, it did. Thank you a lot for letting me know again. Yeah, I'm trying to make it as big as possible. So yeah, I think people like my struggles, and they help me a lot to kind of like grow, which is awesome. Yeah. So if token, if there is no token, then the res.status, what can be the status here? 400, right? Of JSON, right? And then let's just pass a message here saying, yeah, the user is not logged in at all, right? Or no token or something like that. No token. What is happening, dude? That would be fun. Okay, you guys need to check my my messages and write them yourself. All right, cool. Let me know what should I write in the message. It would be very funny, actually. Is this difficult? For me, it's difficult, honestly, for the first time that I do this. Actually, I never worried about my backend at all. I always do front-end tasks. Yeah. Where do you see the dependency injection? I don't understand you, actually. All right, guys. Let's continue then. Okay, you know what? I hate to do this. Should I do this? Oh man, I hate this, but I will do it. Okay. Token blacklist need to be a new set, so it just accepts am I doing this wrong? New set of string. Am I doing this wrong? Like, it should be there, right? You will do the service. I mean like a microservice for that. Well, that's correct. I mean, that should be harder part, but in the future we can do that, actually. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for letting me know that it can be with the servers. So I will learn right now how it works like this, and then move on with the servers, right? Cool. So now we can just do token blacklist.push, and we push the token, and therefore we blacklisted that token, kind of, if there is one, right? I think that's fine. And then res.status of how can be the status here? Something 201, right? Of JSON of message user logged off correctly. Correctly should be like correctly double. I don't know even how to write that. Correctly double C and double R, but one C, right? Push or add, right? Yeah, I forgot that the set uses add. Yeah. Hiker said he feels like he's at work. Well, welcome, man. Welcome to work, to my work at night after 11 p.m. for me. What age did you start programming? I think 19. Now I'm 30. I think state management that way is difficult for consistent gRPC real time. I embrace rather. gRPC. You explained to me just gRPC part. I don't remember. gRPC. gRPC is a modern open source high performance remote procedure call called as RPC framework that can run in any environment and connects services. All right. gRPC is a closed platform. Procedure for a call framework was initially created by Google. Okay, makes sense. Google RPC then, right? Let me see. But in our case, what it does help us with the REST API kind of stuff. So it crosses our stuff into different microservices. So the service will be called login, and then okay, got it, guys, got it. Thank you all for helping me out here. We have Buzanovsky. He's another OG in the chat. They worked a lot, I think, with this kind of stuff before. What would what would you recommend me? I mean, to do what? Maybe you can actually explain to me what you want to do. Software Siren said the algorithm of TikTok finally helped her to meet her people. Well, welcome to the club. Welcome to the cult. I think sometimes I feel like it's super weird that people log in and start watching me doing code, and I feel like I'm wasting their time. But then the opposite, some people are actually interested in this kind of stuff, and I'm really happy that I have sometimes even 100 people watching. I'm like, okay, but why? I mean, isn't it boring for them? But for some people it's not. Yeah, so I'm really happy with that. Okay, all right, so that's a good thing, Boza. I think I would call you Mr. Novsky, because Boza seems like is an ice cream in Arabic, actually. So I'm calling you Ice Cream Novsky each time I'm saying your name. So hey Novsky. So yeah, the token being reused, that's correct, because actually I'm using my token from the environment variables, so it's kind of also a bit weird that everybody will have the same token. Then therefore, if I store it in my database, everybody will have also a static token. Will be a bit an overkill unless they are all getting their token dynamically, which I don't know if that's the case or not. I never worked with GWT tokens in this case, so I'm actually trying to learn it. So I will do it with the easiest stuff and then move forward. Yeah. Software Siren said she's so self-conscious, and well done for doing it. Well, right, I get nervous even for programming at work. Yeah, I also get nervous sometimes, but you know what, my mom says a word like a phrase, make sure to keep your ass on your face, something like that, if I can translate it correctly, which means that you will never give your face as a frame to people to look at it and remember that you pair programmed badly. Just imagine if it's an ass, it doesn't care, right? And it doesn't matter at that point. Just do whatever, and yeah, you will learn that way. Please don't use any. Man, I don't know what GWT or whatever Passport.js returns as a user unless I read it completely. So I will actually learn about it. Software Science said, is Busa not kissing in Arabic? Busa with S, then it's a kiss. Yeah, true, but that's North African Arabic, which is very accurate for me because I'm from Tunisia. So yes, Busa means a kiss. But yeah, Busa or the Buda or something between the and ze, which is Busa, is actually ice cream in Arabic. Full ice cream, like the milky ice cream, or the because if you are doing like a chocolate ice cream or something like that, you will call it probably choco ice cream. Then the whole name changes. Yeah. Yes, sorry. Learned actually the word Busa from listening to songs. That's awesome. All right, let's continue coding. And people in the chat, I will answer all your comments. Don't worry about that. I will just do something and I get back to it. So now as I added this here, I honestly just want to make sure that the chat understand that this set will have unique values only, and the status here will be only returned unless we have a token, right? So sure, or make sure, not to make sure, like 100% we have a token, because we already return another message if we don't have. Yeah, so then we say that we logged off that. But the thing is here that I'm trying to do also is not actually to stop right here. What I'm trying to kind of think of, because this is the only way that I'm thinking that this will work, is to check a blacklist. This is an idea that came to me from our friend Mr. Novsky, that you need to actually export also. Check blacklist, let's call it. So this blacklist checker will be only kind of like the same, but it will have a checker in it, right? So let's go back and then do here like a p, but we will v inside that and delete. So we leave it empty, and then we'll just start typing again. So what should we type here? So the passport here should know that our token and the token blacklist has that token, so therefore we return token expired. Otherwise we move to the next part. All right, it's kind of the same thing that I did here, but I will write it and you will understand, because I'm really bad and my English is super bad as well. So if there is a token, and if blacklist also, and blacklist dot has a token, the same token that we saw there, right? And what else? That's it. So this is our middleware kind. Please return next, or no, rest.status of 201 for now. I'll just .json that message, and then this message will be like, hey, token expired, please log in again, right? Token expired, please log in again. What will happen now is that we call next, and if you don't know what is next in here, is just a middleware, which means that we need to call next to make sure that you are logged in, basically. And it's coming from also from Express. Okay, so here it says that rec.header is possibly undefined. It is not, come on. It won't be undefined. Rock.headers. Okay. And I will just do it like here. And I will cast it, because honestly, this will be really bad if we don't. If you're thinking what I'm doing with that as string, I'm just casting it to make sure that it doesn't make my life harder. So now to answer your questions again, what are you coding? I'm doing the logout function part. Yeah, so I'm using a middleware for it. Yeah, I also, what is the difference here? What is the use of cookie? I honestly think that cookies are really good to actually store our maybe yeah, in this case I'm trying to think also, if I did local storage, does that actually make my cookie use redundant or no? I don't know. I might not need it. Yeah, it's node. Yeah. What is a token? A token is kind of like a code that is like super long. That is string that is super long, that if you attach it to any call that you do, it makes sure that your profile of the user authenticated is illegit, kind of legitimacy of connections. Place to a TypeScript that is not null or undefined. Yeah, that can also work, but yeah, you mean our friend here means that I don't cast it at all, like I do this, and then I go here, I take this out, and I take this out, and I take this out, and I go here and say that. But for some reason, it doesn't like that, right? Or can I do it here before the authorize? I think not, right? Yeah, so now it's thinking that it's possibly undefined. Yeah, what a mess. It cannot be there, right? Yeah. Or here maybe, yeah? Yeah, correct. So it can be there. Well, both of them works. Let's leave them both and make sure that that everything is okay. Okay. A benefit of cookie storage is the ability to log the user out immediately. Yeah, but in our case, okay, so if there is cookie and there is a token inside the cookie, then therefore he's logged in, then you can just throw him directly. That's what you mean. You can still log the user out with GWT and local storage, but technically the token is still valid on the server. Correct. Software Silence said going to sleep, but lovely to meet you. Lovely to meet you too. Thanks a lot for being here. You can follow her up. We will be here every day, so you can join us. Did he have a refresh token strategy? Not really, not yet. Not yet. Now I'm thinking about the passport authenticate part, because now I need to add the same thing to my user authentication. Okay, you guys are making me think a lot, but let me just do this. Okay, so I have a user authenticate part here, you see. Now before I return the user, I need actually to think about this. Let me just delete this. How can I do it? DD and then paste it on top, right? Let's write this as a blacklist to store tokens, and then here in my authorization GWT middleware, I also need to check of the token, right? Need to check if there is a token here, right? If your server resets, it lost. Yeah, but I'm not planning to reset the server when I'm running this, unless I have an update or something like that, which is correct. Which I don't mind, honestly, to refresh everyone, to pull out like everybody, and then say, I don't need you to be here. Just re-log in or something like that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is just what I did here. So again here, kind of. So you get my point here. What I'm doing is just that if someone has his token in the blacklist part, then I will return 401. And by the way, here also 401. Let me see what I can do. I cannot do that. Let me do it 401. And that's it. So now in this this is the one for authentication. So authentication now needs to check for actually having that token in the blacklist or not, which makes sense, right? And also in the check blacklist now we are really clear. right? But now I'm thinking about, okay, if I did this, how will okay. You really don't need the blacklist because the token expires in 1 hour. Yeah, but what if I make it not expires in 1 hour? Because honestly, the whole thing that I thought about here, Mr. Novsky, is that I had 1 hour, which is very low, like as a number. So I was thinking maybe if it's 4 hours or even more, but 4 hours is a standard actually, then this request will make sense if it has this request of headers of authorization blah blah blah, and then it actually checks the headers each time I try to authenticate. But if I have a header though, if I have a token in the header but I don't have a token in the header, so this always will return expired. I am now really messed it up, I think. Okay, you know what, I'll delete this next because I don't need it. So if there is a token and in the token blacklist, if there is basically, then return this, but I won't fall into this at all unless someone copies the token and put it in the local storage. All right, cool. But now how can I use the user logout part? I will use it exactly like I used the other one, is to go to my route, and by the way, this is where I do login. I'm gonna do this one here and do blacklist as a middleware. Okay, where is my check blacklist? Yeah, that way it's correct, right? Yeah, so this is how it is. I have a middleware for authentication and middleware for logout, and by the way, I'll just put this here so it works in tandem. Protect alpha routes. Yeah, I check if the token is valid or not, I hope. Yeah, I do check it in the middleware. Yeah, here you go, this is my first middleware and this is my second middleware. Both of them I check if the token is there. And what do you mean token is valid? Because token is valid, it means that the token is correct or not. Yes, because passport.js does that. In my config here, he waits for the GWT payload, and he checks that via this user and also via this secret key, right? So this is kind of like the GWT from request. Maybe I should have showed you this in the beginning. Yeah. What's an arrow function? Arrow function is just a function, but is named differently and also has different attributes to it, where this keyword won't serve the same thing. That's the only difference, I think. But it's just a function, same thing. Yeah. What Boza said, just don't keep long-lived tokens. Okay, this will work too. All right, this is different. Yeah. What does it mean when you declare a variable? Well, this is kind of like more of core JavaScript questions, which are really like for a junior, they would never ask them, I think. But if you are a senior and they say, what does it mean that you declare a variable? Talk about the synchronicity of JavaScript and tell that JavaScript reads everything and it actually stores them in its definition. For example, it stores the name of a function and then says, yeah, I will deploy this function in order when I reach its invocation. And then when it reaches the invocation part, it reads it again and then it fires it. So basically you just declared it first time and then invoked it next. What are you building today? We are just building the logout part. All right, let's try it. Let's see if it works actually. Now I go back to my lane. Now that I think everything is okay, this is the user part. we have everything set up, but I feel like I'm not calling. This is where I am on front end right now, right? I call the method with the API and make sure that I also get the token, right? In the header, right? Yeah, and the authorization part. I will just do this. Headers bearer token. Why it's not working? Method and headers. I'll delete this. Yeah, cool. So, man, const JSON equal to await.res.json, and this is just, you need to do it all the time. So here, just to not break the server, I'll just return sometimes like a message. This is for me, something is wrong. So just we don't block the front end, right? And then we remove this. Yeah, we remove it. I have no problem with doing that. All right. So I will also console log here. Removing man token. Yeah. Removing token. And the token, we can get it from this part here. We just get the item, right? Sorry guys, you have to hear this super music. Cool. Yeah, I agree with you, Novsky. I mean, the problem is that as your server runs, you are constantly storing more and more data in memory. Correct. Okay, you know what, Novsky, please write me a prompt. Okay, write me a comment with your solution as clear as it can get. So like, write a microservice should contain, solution is something like that. So I know and understand where are you coming from with these kind of things. I know that my potential is kind of storing too much in the data as my server runs. And let's say if I have a VPS on Hostinger or whatever and my server runs forever, then for sure it's gonna be like forever, like storing data until I have like a 1 megabyte or 2 megabytes of data there of strings, which is like a crime if you have like 2 megabytes of data in your server, because then it will load each time that someone loads the app, right? Which is wrong. Yeah. Yeah. SSH asked what is the best and where to learn. I think NetNinja, Frontend Masters, Roadmap.sh, all these are really good stuff that you can learn from. So go there and you will learn a lot, actually. Yeah. Refresh token strategy and cookie HTTP. It's not too complicated and you are secure. Are these packages, or are you talking about like the way to do them? Because refresh tokens, that's correct. Yeah, that's a strategy. But what is cookie HTTP? You mean to store it into a cookie? Why are you doing it manually if I can currently do coding? Man, these kind of questions. Hi Ron, I see you in the chat. Okay, Bozanowski, I will wait for your prompt. Don't store tokens in local storage because they are vulnerable to XSS. Correct. All right, so today we will try them out like this. Next time we will just change the whole thing to a service. In your back response, you can attach a cookie HTTP only secure with the refresh and access token. Yeah, Ron said AI will replace us. Source, trust me, bro. I think this is my now thing to say to everyone. Yeah, I will do that as well. All right. Maybe also we want to do something very stupid here. Is just to window location dot href equal to, I don't know, like login. That will work also, but I will comment this out, by the way. But actually, you know what? I will keep it. I will comment it. It's fine. All right. So now we need to actually go to our logout button. our logout button here, and we start with 10 stack, by the way, const. Can we start looking at it first? So let me just show you what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna copy something from the register. Yeah, so this is what I need, not the form, not the navigate, the mutation part. I just need to know what I'm gonna use here. I'm gonna use link, use navigate probably, and mutation from 10 stack query. The thing is that I'm not using any query function, query client here for some reason. Yeah, there is no query client. Should I invalidate the user? Maybe. Okay. I will copy the whole thing. And I will go back. And I need to get use mutation. And then this will use like the token part. Man. No, I don't need to do tokens here. Actually, my logout function doesn't need to have anything but logout. And you know what? I will probably rename it to logout API. Okay, I have login, so logout is fine. And does need nothing. Okay, actually, you know what? I will just do logout on success console log logged out maybe. And mutation, do I need mutation for anything here? I think we just need to, yeah, let's check this one here. Mutation, and then mutation.mutate data. So in terms for us actually to use this mutation, we need to mutate it via the link, right? Correct. So in our case, this mutation needs to work while, okay, this is it. Mutation.mutate, and that's it. So the sign out now from Firebase is no, and auth is also a no, right? And now we have a very good functional, yeah. All right, so here our friend said that we can ask ChatGPT. I will just share my screen, by the way, for ChatGPT so we can see. And he said that you can just prompt him with GWT revocation with passport. Yes, consider using Redis for revocation list. And then I'll try to zoom in and maybe hide this so you can see it. Okay. So everybody can see, right? Even though that it's kind of... Alright, let me read the comments while I'm reading this for you as well. Alright, thank you, Novsky. I use streams for communication, so state in the client is instance. Okay. I like that. Someone just started learning Python. Congrats, bro. What for editor is this? This is NeoVim. Use Grok 3. What is Grok 3? Is that 10 stack? Yeah, we have 10 stack here. 10 stack router. Yeah. Alright. I wouldn't necessarily use Redis, but it's the same idea. Okay. So here requires these WT tokens. That's what we require as well. We do this as well for signing in the ID of user. Revoke token. Alright, so decode that token. What? And then calculate the remaining TTL. Is there a time limitation for that? So basically it calculates how much of an hour you still have, something like that, or is there an expiry? Is there an expiry already attached to that token? At this point I don't know, but yeah, there is an expiry kind of, if the expiry is more than 0. Okay, middleware to check revocation. Strategies, WT, extraction, WT. Options, this is correct. This is what we did, by the way, for our passport config. Is revoked. Okay, alright. So for us it's totally different when it comes to this GWT, so we need to check this one for us. Let me check it. Actually for us it's in the config part. It might be actually totally different from what we're seeing right now. So for us it's this. Interesting. Okay. Novsky also commented on Twitch with the same kind of stuff. So here I don't understand the difference, but yeah, for me I'm using kind of like Prisma to keep to search for unique users, and I don't do any revocation in my configuration actually, which is probably wrong in this case. Yeah, because my stuff are just for kind of, yeah, just for login, and that's it. So now I need to actually add this part in my GWT config, but because I have a middleware, probably it will work. Let's see how it will work later on. Yeah, so this is authentication, and then that's it. It seems super simple actually when you use this approach. Yeah. Okay, let me try out my part. If it doesn't work, then I will watch some videos and come back with a really cool understanding of all of this, and then we can continue, honestly. But yeah, overall what I can do right now is just call my function, which is in the user here, which is the last function. Yeah, so here this is everything basically. Result, by the way, not, that's why it's saying that, and JSON. Alright, maybe I will console log the JSON as well, just for the sake of it. Okay, now I don't have a lot of problems here. I just go back to that logout part, and this is what I did. So now hopefully if I click, now the moment of truth, guys. Everybody in the chat probably excited to see me fail. Yeah, I'm using Prisma instead of Reddit. Essentially just a key value store of those tokens to see if they exist in the table, and if not, so don't. Alright, so for me, as I don't have a token table, then I have no problem, right? That's what you're gonna say. Correct. Cool. Let's check. So now I am refreshing. By the way, I will make this here very visible. How can I just not show this part? I actually don't know. Alright, that's cool. How can I hide this? I think I can. I cannot, right? Yeah, I cannot. Alright, nope, not a problem. So now, guys, you can see, right, in front of my head what you're using for auth, passport.js. Alright, so now I'm logging in. Oh. My passport, I cannot log into my account for some reason. 1 second, I'm just trying to log into my account to get the password that I used for this. Authenticator, I have like an account for authenticating. Authenticator. Oh, I actually forgot what is this called. Password something, bitwarden or something. I forgot about it. Yeah, now I have it. So perfect. All right, cool. Now I do have this. I will fill in. So you see now that I filled in this. Where's 0 auth? I don't have 0 auth. Yeah, we developed everything from 0. Login. Nice. We have a lot of post problems now. Okay, so API profile is not finding that. Oh, what had happened? Okay, let me refresh. Some eternal errors, right? Oof, it's trying to do that a lot of time. Okay, let me see what is happening at the server. TCP connect wrap after connect. Okay, there's a problem was. Okay, I'll just npm run dev the whole thing again. Cannot find name check blacklist and user log. My server is having trouble. Let me try to log in again to see what happened. Error. For sure, our life is full of errors now. Okay. Okay, now still we have the same error, right? So it cannot find that. It cannot find name check blacklist and user logout, which is really strange because I'm sure that they are there. Okay, let's check what is the problem again in our code. So here in the passport.js everything is okay. In the route everything should be okay, even though okay, still the same problem. But here you go, this is the exportation of them both. And let me just, you know what, take this up, maybe because it's a middleware, it needs to just be on top, and that's it. Get profile part. Now I'm confused, honestly, what is happening. Should read everything correctly. So login even is having trouble. Preview response is not responding. Even the login is correct, it's just not returning anything. And profile is saying error of 500 server eternal. Alright, let me just see it again. Some guy said migrate to Rust. What Vim plugin is this? Looks nice. It's Tokunite theme with the new Vim. Maybe error 500. It is naming convention, maybe. Error 500. Yeah, probably. Let's try everything. So user logout. I'll try to kind of, no, but this is the API/login returned. But we didn't touch login at all, you know? Maybe. Let me try to log in without I mean I'm surprised now by how this is working out as intended. So if I just disable this, is there a problem? No. Okay, so this error, fuck it, no problem. Yeah, I added this part here. Maybe I will comment it, right? And then just run again. For now I don't see any error yet until I just try to log in. Okay, so by the way, let's also take out the token from the local storage. Maybe that is a problem. And fill this. Okay, now it works for some reason. Maybe because I have that. Okay, let me share my screen again. But it works only for logging in. Okay, so after I deleted that part, you see in my backend on top, there is like 200 ones everywhere. So this is my logout button. And it didn't actually do anything. Network. All fetch6hr. Logout pending. Okay. Why it's pending? So it took the response header is empty. No, it shouldn't be. Okay, so it took the bearer, so that's cool. But it is as if it's not working correct. So I will click logout, 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 logout. So you see what's happening? What can that be in this case? What are you doing? I'm actually working on the login logout functions. Why are you using port 3000? I'm using Vite ports and port 3000 only for the backend. Yeah, cool. So now I'm logged in, and when I call this function, okay, I'm trying to refresh now. For some reason it's not loading everything correctly. Okay, so now it's back here. Let me see if I have a profile. It returned the profile, which is the profile of this guy with the password hashed, which is nice. Then if I click here, the logout goes there, but nothing happens. Okay, let's check again. What is in my logout? It's actually not even calling the logout. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. In my controllers, if this is the problem, then I'll laugh at myself. No, it's logout, right? So API/logout. So API/logout is having a problem saying that socket hang up. And the task, okay, npm run dev again. Npm run dev. So now I've refreshed. The problem is that I still have my token in the application. So that should be a problem. This should be deleted, right? Logout triggers in front. You need to create the local storage through an API. It's not. Yeah, that's what I did, man. Like here in my API, user API, this is a front, by the way. I'm doing a post request with the bearer being there, and to the fetch of await of fetch. By the way, okay, you know what is being logged here? Properties of null username. Oh, okay, so now it's probably logging in again. Logout is not working. No, it's not logging in anything. Yeah, David, I think you are correct, but at the same time I'm really clueless about what's happening, because this is the logout async function that we created for it. The token is being get here, also log that token, just to be on the clear. Token here, and I console log this removing the token, but it didn't work, so I don't even have that. You see, it's just not working at all. And now if I refresh the whole thing, it seems like could not fast refresh, use auth export is incompatible. Oh, okay, that's something else. Okay, let me run dev the whole thing again. So now I am logged in. If I log out, you see this is the token, but the API.logout returns 500. And by the way, the console log that I'm having is just a token and nothing is being returned, so we are not reaching even this side, right? So we are stopping here, kind of. That's fine. So let me just delete this part here and go to my backend and check what probably is the problem here. So we are saying check blacklist and user blackout or log out or whatever. Blackout. I'm gonna easy this check blacklist. I will also take off the screen so you guys can follow up with me. Check your server console. Yeah, the server console is here. It says that socket hang up and process and rejection of something. So the socket is being hang up, and why? It's something here that hang up actually. And by the way, I have my middleware here. Okay, you know what? Let me just do this as my friend told me. I will just make it here as not. So that's cool. And then token, and token has text. So this is the return. Token expired. Please log in again. Next. And then here token. If there is no token, otherwise take that and return user logged off correctly. Are you returning value in one of the middlewares? Am I removing token before I'm sending it? Oh, wait a second. This guy might be correct. Did I should get token or remove token? Maybe I actually did remove token in case. Oh man, if that's the problem then. Alright, so and here I have the users. Oh no, I'm actually getting here and then sending it after I get my response. But my response is hung up anyhow. So I am not having any problems with this. But maybe if you want though, I will comment that just for the sake of it and check again. So now the socket, is it hang up still? So now everything is working fine. And then if I log out in my network, the logout is hang up. Wait, yeah, this is user authenticator are actually async functions. No, these are not async, but let me check the query and disconnect. We don't need to query the backend, so that's fine. Interesting. I might actually, you know what, console this just to see in my and this console log, you are blacklisted. And here I'll just do add in token. This is my best way to kind of I will clean everything and try again. Is your code open source? Yeah, it is. What was this? I have my phone started to scream for some reason. First time that I hear this. Okay. Where did I get on the blacklist token? As you see on top, that's it. That's what we wrote. All right. All right. So here you said that you return if no token. You should return if no token. But if no token, this is what I return. Actually, I say yeah, but always there is a token. That's the funny part. So maybe here you mean the else part. You mean that, right? In user logout, if no token, I think you don't need a return like this, because what you exit with is the res.status, but in this case we can leave it there for just for now. Yeah. And also I will check, maybe there is something that I don't have or something that maybe needs to be there. Yeah, so we are in the login logout part, and in our case we need to work on the logout. I'm checking if I can find something about it that might help me. If there is no token, that, and otherwise logout and add. Alright, that's what I did. If token and blacklist, then you console log and next. That's what I did also, which is really weird. Yeah, me too, I don't see that. Oh, let's try it again. I will leave the server for you and I will just check the part for the application. So let me log in first. Let me just make it very funny enough. I will delete the whole thing. Delete the memory part, the application token, right? And now you guys will see everything in the console. So if I refresh now and I just put my email and password, so now you see that API status happened. API profile actually throw 401 for some reason also. Okay, let me see why 401 network. Okay, I will try to log in again with the same profile. Maybe because I actually blacklisted that guy. No, now it's 200, right? Okay, status and profile, so it doesn't do the redirection, but now I redirected. So now we have the API status. That's the part where I just check if the server is working. Yeah, alright, so then now I'll just, I have a token and I have everything, and now I'm clicking logout. So you see the token console logged. That's nice. But nothing after that works, because now it's hang up again. Fetch is pending, it says. Await API logout. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let me see what is actually putting in there. So it starts with E and ends with Y. Let me check the environment variables. I don't care about. Okay, there is a problem here. The token that it actually shared is wrong for some reason. A and then G9, A, G9, FQ, SF, SF. Oh, what? What? It's actually not the same token. Might be that that's the problem. I'm not sure, right? They shouldn't be the same tokens, right, for each profile. Yeah, okay. Okay. Maybe the token part is just that, but it's also that's not make sense, because now just do the next and it doesn't find that token to be blacklisted. If token and token blacklist, then user logout. User logout if token rec dot. Ah, okay, wait a second. Maybe what if because this one can return its rec user, right? This can return user authenticate. Yeah, our friend here said maybe this should be 200. I agree on that. I will just change these to be 200 just for the sake of it. Yeah. I thought that it should sign, but then same thing. I just googled that it shouldn't be. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Seems you might have an error in the middleware. Correct. I think the error is in my middleware for some reason. The API logout part is just taken so long, and the middleware here, I don't know what to do with it. So it's time to ask ChatGPT, right? Let's chat with ChatGPT. Let me actually share the screen with you. I'm actually building a logout and a login functionality with GWT, and now I am stuck on the middleware part, right? So I will give him this. I will say I am having 500 error or network error or fetch error whenever I call this from the front end, and let him help me with just actually maybe showing him what exactly I have from the front end. So the front end is here, and this is the logout async function. Yeah, let's see what it does. So potential fixes, he said that it might be undefined on null. Well, that's not correct. So now he's doing nothing, honestly. He's just checking. I'll zoom in for you guys to see the check blacklist part. Token has token. Console log user blacklisted, rest expires. So this is remove, and next where to okay. Fix valid headers. Yeah, try catch actually can be like a really good thing to have. What do you think, chat? Should we? Yeah, it's a server side for sure, but we should find why we are hanging there. I always use try catch. Yeah, try catch will be really good here, but it wouldn't return actually the error correctly, because our try catch probably needs to be in the server part. Yeah. Object like, yeah. So now, as Novsky said, I think I would remove the middleware and see what will happen there. But for me, the middleware is really important, because the middleware actually adds the part. Or you know what, let's not add anything, let's check if it's added or not, otherwise we move forward. Let me try that. So here in my middleware, by the way, am I calling the middleware correct? Maybe that also is wrong. The logout function, it checks the blacklist first and then user logout, which is okay. So if I just do user logout directly, and then I will just comment that, I will try to see what happens. I'll also share with you the backend doing this. Okay, so let's check the logs. So now I'll just refresh this. So we are on get status and get profile. I have a token already in my token application, so that's good. If I click this now, there's nothing as well. Oh, the logout is working. What? Look at this, guys. So it's the middleware, right? But what could be the middleware do wrong? Okay, let's click the application part, but the token is still there. The token is still here. Why I didn't delete it? Token is still here. What? I'm calling back again. I'm gonna log out again. User has logged off correctly. It's okay if token is there. Your brain is not braining. Yeah. But wait a second. Why I don't see the login in of that? Okay, let me refresh. Okay, I'm still logged in. Log out. Logged out is there. Why my server? Ah, okay, so my server is actually just being lazy. It's not logging in some of the stuff. Okay. So I'll try now to log in again. How can I clear this? Oh man, I will clear npm run dev again. So for you guys to see again how it actually logs in that. Log out. Log out, yeah, you see, log out. You see on top is 200, so in authenticate console. All right, so in authenticate console, yeah, you mean here, you need me to console log, not here, sorry, in user logout in the backend. You said that we maybe need to actually console log. Adding token is there, right? Okay. Adding token is there, but also we need to see if the token blacklist is getting something, right? User login, user status, user logged in. So it's doing this part. Just I need to see that. Okay. Boom. You see, there you go. That's one set. Now that's another set. So yeah, in authenticate console log, in this one here, you mean the user authenticate middleware or the user authenticate this one here? Ah, okay. But why should I console log before you authenticate? Check if token is blacklisted, and if so, it's not authenticated. Yeah. But that does mean that this actually means that I need to just use this code here and saying the token needs to be, but this makes no sense because I don't have an authentication. I don't have a token yet. The token actually comes in when I do the get profile part. Wait a second, I show you that. The get profile part, where is it? Ah, the get profile is where do I use it actually? Get profile. Profile. Let me see, because now I am profile from, okay, now I get it. All right, I think the get profile, yes, gets the token. Yeah, login doesn't take token. Yeah, the authentication gets the token. Yeah, so here we can get it from there, and we just console log the user basically, or basically we console log the blacklist part. It's called blacklisted, right? Or token blacklist. All right, let me then take this from here. And we try to log in, right? Yeah. So now if I click log out, it just has that the user logged out basically, right? And it's blacklisted kind of. Okay, so now if I want to log in, I need to see if it actually find out that this is logged in or not, right? Boom, boom, boom. It passes directly without even anything. Profile, and it responds directly. Yeah, it's a new token. It won't work because when you reset the server, the blacklist is gone. Yeah, the blacklist should be gone. Now I logged out. So now I logged out, which means that that token is blacklisted, right? I log in and I try to just log in again, but the login works perfectly fine. But you know what is I am afraid of right now is that the token is not. Yeah, I get your point. Yeah, you see here success, and but why my middleware is not working? That's what is in my head right now. Why it's not working? Why my middleware is just checking for blacklisted tokens basically. Jet blacklist. So I say, hey, get the token. Hey, if the token and the token blacklist has that token, console log you're blacklisted. And return that, and then next. That's it. In this case, I'm really clueless, right? Oh, wait a second. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Could it be that my next is wrong? Could it be that the next is placed wrongly? Could it be that? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Look at there. It could be, right? Let me try that. Let me try it again. Okay, I will return this. Oh man. Okay, I will now just npm run dev again, whatever, right? Okay. And we will try everything later on with Postman, okay? Yeah, correct, but I just want to do it in another middleware, so the check blacklist, then I can take it to another service, as you said, in the future. So kind of like separation of concern, right? I mean, I'm following you guys. I mean, I feel like that's how it is, right? Yeah. So in this case, let me share my screen, because I think right now, let me just do this. You know what? Application. This should be not a blacklist, but I will delete this shit and then I'll refresh. All right. So now I am here, which is correct. I don't have a token. I go away. Then that fill login. Now it's trying to give me a token. That's nice. I'll just go back here and then check if this will throw any network issue. So where is my login profile? Profile is here. I got a new token, by the way, which is somewhere here. No, not here. Actually, token doesn't get stored in this. And then let's try the logout part. Boom. Oh, now it works. It was the next, man. My next was placed wrongly. Wow. Why you return a password to the user? That's a good question. It's a hashed password. It's a hashed password. Yeah. Correct. Okay, guys, thank you a lot. Honestly, I learned a lot today. I learned so much, especially from Mr. Novsky, Mr. Ice Cream Novsky, and you guys are amazing. But look, what was the problem, man? Yeah, it's not the password that is stored with the user. Let me actually hang out that. Okay, now I logged out again, but it tells me token expired. So now this is correct. This is what I wanted to see. You see, it's like, hey, this token is already expired. You see, Mr. Novsky? This is why the middleware in this case is good. David said that he learned that not to use GWT. I mean, yeah, use zero auth. And okay, 1 second. Does zero auth has this all available for you without you caring about it? You just ping it and it does everything and returns something. Yeah. New coder, what program first? Do a to-do list with your favorite framework, probably, and also with your favorite programming language. Yeah, Obi, it's a hash password, but I don't know why. Okay, let me explain to you one thing. I actually had a session where I needed to explain to the guys how does omit work. So for some reason we had an omit somewhere. Here you go. Like, I think I did it here, right? Omit. What? Or something with omit, right? We did something here with omitting something. I honestly don't know where it is, but yeah, the password, I think it was in the API part. Let me see. Yeah, here you go, here where we have user details that comes up always with this, because we actually registered the user, therefore you need the password. But then to log in, this is on the front end, by the way, you need the user details, which are actually omitted user details without the name. And therefore we said, okay, if you want to actually receive data from the backend, can you omit without the password? And then when we hashed it, we didn't necessarily need to omit that, and that's why somewhere here it's say hashed password. So now you will always return a hash password, and you don't care too much then if the user sees something, because he cannot actually log in with his hashed password anyway. But yeah, now I'll take off the logs basically, and now for that login page I need to know what is the type of this user. And this, honestly, I don't know. I think I will construct a type, kind of. I can infer a type, probably. So now I can get profile, and then that profile will be always like this. So this is what it is, right? So this user is of type this, basically. Oops, I cannot do this. Yeah, of that type. It has ID, name, email, password, created at, and updated at. The funny part is that it's all strings. So what I'm gonna do is gonna do like key, string, and string, and then save it like this, which means that anything, it will be key and string basically. And also you can even do this, but that is wrong. Okay, I mean, this is a trick that I show you. It means like I will have a lot of strings and give me whatever, right? How do you guys learn this shit? I'm new to coding. Well, for example, the trick that I just shared right now, I heard it by just trying too much. Yeah. You check the password with bcrypt and send the GWT, which doesn't include the password. You just validate the GWT is signed in by your... Yeah, bcrypt also, that's the one extension that actually does this for us. You can do this, but this is wrong, Ethan said. Record string works too. I mean, how can I do it like that? Should I just do this, for example? 1 second. D2J, oops. D, and then you mean like this, and this should be how did you say it? Record string. Okay, but for the error, actually I'm not sure in this case. Error should be type, right? Type error. I have no idea, but this is probably will be, you see, it was imported from React, which is wrong. But type error should be what is the type of an error? It's error, right? I mean, I'm asking you about this. Can you tell me? I don't know. You are even programming on weekends, Dan. Yeah, I do. Damn props to you peeps. Alright guys, by the way, we are trying to reach out to... What is wrong with my phone actually? It started like this mode of sleep because it thought that I'm sleeping. Weird. This is kind of update from iOS that I didn't allow for sure. Alright, so how many we have now? It's a surprise. I don't know actually how many we have already. iOS sleep mode, yeah, kinda like that. Oh, I have 8,678 now. So if you take me to 9,000, that will be epic. And I have a couple of messages as well. I will try to kind of to also reply to all of you. Yeah, what language is this? This is TypeScript, by the way. Yeah, TypeScript, Express, wherever. So now that we did this, yeah, the thing is here I have NeoVim, doesn't do this for me. So this one is error info. I think error info. No, error info is from React. You see, that's what we did actually. Yeah, type error seems like correct for me, but I don't like it. So error, it's an interface. Error event, no. Error constructor might be. Error request handler, no. Type error, it says that it's an interface of type error that has a type error constructor. This is what I'm thinking it is, but I don't know. There's a lot of other stuff that I don't want to touch. I would keep it as type error. Yeah, all items are an object, yeah. Our guy's OB is always happy of unknown. Yeah, unknown should work. Actually, that should be better. Either use error or unknown, but the thing is that error here it does not work for me. It works, okay. Let me just you know what? You need to run the server again. Yeah, cool, it works. Nice. Alright, then all good. If that's good, all good. So now the logout happened. If I refresh this, nice. I need kind of like to work on something now, which is the redirection part, right? Let me do it very quickly. So what I'm trying to do is to go here and just redirect the user whenever he logs in and directly to the login page. So this is what will happen. Tuck, refresh. So now I will log in. Boom, I got redirected, but now if I log out, it just logs out, and then we are done with this. I don't want to touch it anymore, honestly. I don't want to look at it anymore. I want to now just focus on the front end and make it better. I will have better ideas, and then in the future we will learn how to do this in a microservice way, and we'll make this app really big. Yeah, but yeah, I'm really happy with what we have already. Cool. So let's check what we did. Let's just get rid of this console logs part and this part also. Leave it fine. Oh, remove the token for sure. No, ESLint disable. We can do another ESLint disable here. Paste it here because that's necessarily needed. This is the any part. Yeah, this any also should be unknown. Res is unknown. Yeah, but res is a type of promise, right? JSON does not accept. Oh man. Type of JSON, that's what I meant. You know what? Like this, I was thinking that it would work, but it didn't. So let me just do this wherever we are. Man, what do you suggest here? I mean, this is kind of really frustrating. Instead of type of JSON, create the model. But my return type is, yeah, my return type probably is status here, or a message type. Like that, but I don't know. This looks for me like a bit odd, but I was thinking something like that, but in this case I don't know how to write it even. I forgot about this part actually. An unknown shouldn't be used because JSON is not of type unknown. I'm not using VS Code, by the way. I'm using NeoVim and the Talk Unite theme, by the way. Ethan, thanks for that. Remove the type completely, but that will throw like an issue here that res doesn't have some type for some reason. Yeah. Okay, I will not care right now. JSON here. Okay, I will just do this then. Wait, then I'll just delete this part. So I will just make it like that. So that will be cleaner and I don't have to care about this at all. Yeah. Cool. I mean, now at this point, things are clean. What about where we used our stuff? So we corrected the schemas. We also used this at the header part. I need to invalidate the user one, right? Where do we call the user current user or something like that? You know what, later on what we're gonna do is just to let's delete this part, to actually work on the auth provider to make it look better, because this auth context that I have is a bit odd. I don't think that this context that I'm having here is good, honestly. Yeah. For some reason I feel like I'm doing it wrong with this context, because I'm calling this on the app.tsx kind of. I'm saying, where is it? Yeah, current user, something like that. So this is current user of mine. It's coming from there. If there is one, please show the layout. If not, please navigate to login. Seems cool, but it's flickering a bit, which I really don't like. Anyhow, enough of this for today. I'll just push everything as correcting or creating logout middleware, creating middleware for logouts, and successfully making the logout button work. This is, by the way, lazy git, which is from NeoVim extensions, and I'll just show you all my extensions here. I need to update them and then sync them, and then install if anything. Updated, all updated. I have 42 plugins. Nice. From time to time someone needs to be updating these. Actually check health, something like that, to check the health as well of everything. It needs to say warning or okay at this point. Just running the check right now. Nice. Use Axios. Yeah, actually it's a bad idea that I actually went with fetch, but if we have fetch working, why should we use Axios? That was in my head at the time. Didn't I actually remove the res any? Yeah. Alright, use Axios. Nice. Bro, use AI. People should and still say that to me. Let me see if all the health. Okay, I have warning for Loa, but that's not important. Everything else should be fine. Okay, I have not found root directory. What the hell is that? That's red. Okay, everything seems to be cool. Nice. Cool, guys. I mean, now I will share with you where I have this, where I have everything set up in my GitHub for sure. So now you can go to my white noise app and actually check the develop branch, because I don't have everything in my main branch. I have it on the develop. And by the way, if you have any ideas about this, you go to the readme file and update it with whatever you want it to be updated with. So then I can actually look at your prompts and do that. So for now, for example, you see here we add formic and Zod. Actually formic, not formic, we added React hook form at the end. Set passport.js completely with deleted Firebase, which is awesome. And this is status code. I need to check MDN again, because I honestly still don't know which kind of status codes I need to use and kind of like that. So I still confuse them. And that's it. I mean, to kind of look through stuff. Yeah. And now I will go back to the front end next time. So, yeah, something that doesn't exist seems unproductive. True, yeah. I don't mean that negatively, but not every row is available for mitigating. The commenting something that not impact the app also seems unfair. Yeah, I mean, to comment with something that doesn't impact the, like, positively the app, for sure it's something wrong. Yeah. But yeah, still I listen to you guys and I try my best to move with your ideas through. Yeah. Cool. Oh yeah, 10 stack form. Well, I didn't think about that actually. Cool. I mean, we really did a really good run. Let me show you some funny stuff though. Look when we started to do this actually. How can I check all commits? I think somewhere here I'll find it right there. Here you go. We started with this, look, like next. My first commit was really simple, read app. And now look how it is. Look at you guys, like it's awesome. Like what you gonna suggest? Fixing the layout, finishing a well not done header, creating a functional tabulation, correcting repos. Adding a regex for YouTube. This is like a regex video string. Yeah. So I wanted to add a regex to know that you are pasting YouTube regex, like a YouTube valid URL. I'm really surprised by what we did. Actually, it's really amazing. Nice. I added the bouncer for some reason. Nullable string. Oh my gosh. Why I called it nullable? Because it can be defined string or null. This can be any, and that's it. I don't care at this point. Const debouncer time. Where is the debouncer? The debouncer is here actually. It's very simple. You just call like a timed Node.js timeout, and in the use effect, you just set timeout that to a delay each time and clear it again, and the value and the delay. Well, it's probably not that big of a deal, a necessary fear at this point. What are you guys talking about at this game? At this point, I'm not following. Yeah. By the way, 10-stack router has a demo without. Yeah, true actually. Also, there's 10-stack forum. Nice. I will check them for sure. Is it 1 hour? Now we have the 4 hours actually in the app, which is totally different, right? I mean, you know what? Maybe this is an unpopular opinion. Any package that does routing in the front end will have its own flaws, because it will limit you anyhow, and you still do need to do like the big stuff in the backend anyhow. So how does 10-stack authentication work? I don't even know. Maybe it just kind of creates for you like simple stuff to use at this point. 10-stack auth. It's just authenticated routes. It doesn't have like something. Yeah, just throws a redirect. That's really cool. I mean, I need this in my app actually. And this is, by the way, router from the route, right? This is really cool. But how does it know that I'm authenticated or not? The token will always be there though. Interesting. How fast can you make Flappy Bird in Java? Probably an eternity, because I never worked on games with Java. And guys, if you are new here, please follow. That will help. Nice. We should maybe do like some interview stuff. Maybe we can do like I invite you all to my Discord. By the way, you can go to my profile and go to Discord. And thanks a lot. We are already at 8,700 followers. I don't know if I can show you that. That's nice. I have some videos that I can share. And let me just walk you through the app right now and show you how authentication works, right? And this is, I'm gonna record, by the way. Oh, I think I have like something. My live stream got restricted for some reason. This is weird. It says that system activity, set up a subscription goal. Weird. Sometimes it's just that it gives you like notifications that are totally wrong. Let me check here. In the app, sometimes if there is an activity or any problem, you can see it, but I don't see any problem right now. TikTok Studio monetization. I don't know. Okay, so I will actually record a video for my channel now while I'm talking to you guys. Basically right now what we're gonna do is just check what we did in terms of login logout. So you see here that I actually follow in this current user, which actually stores if you are logged in or logged out, basically in the React app. But the core thing that is happening now and how we built this is actually through passport.js, which is a package that you can get from npm or wherever you are actually downloading them from. And then yeah, you can have this await Prisma user friend find unique, actually, where it actually loads your GWT payload automatically each time you use it. And then all our controllers are actually here. So we have the check sanity part, which is actually what I added for just checking if the server works or not. We have the user register, and it works actually very simple. You just look for the payload that you have in the rec.body with the request, basically, and then here you do Prisma user.find unique for that email, basically based on the email that you typed for that user. And these actually, I don't know why I added them, but I just made sure that they exist in there so I can actually hash the password later on. And then therefore we have user login over here, and which works in a bit similar way. It just checks if that exists in the database or not, and if the actually bcrypt compare the password hashed is exactly to whatever hashed in the database, and so on and so forth. The middleware part here is what it actually sends the GWT token as a header or as a bearer, and then it checks if that GWT token is valid or not, and then therefore it unauthorize or authorize that user. In my case here, I check for that whenever I authenticate if that token is blacklisted or not. And also whenever I log out, I just add that to the blacklisted. Yeah, and that's it. I mean, this seems very simple, but it also has a lot of thoughts behind it. I mean, fairly complicated for me, as I am not a full stack developer, but as a React developer, this is really amazing. Yeah, cool. Now it works. All you have to do is actually to create in the front end these, and you make sure to call the functions of get profile, logout, and login with the correct payload and the correct also types. That's it. And then therefore here as an example, we are passing the token and actually setting the local storage of token to nothing, basically removing it from there, and then retaking the user to the login page, which is awesome. Nice. Cool. Auth0, my friend. I like the people who said Auth0, or they say like I hate Java, but this is JavaScript, by the way. So David, do you encourage me maybe to do this with Auth0? I think we can open a new branch and try it. But for me, honestly, I think this is fine, right? Yeah, I am on your For You page because simply I am coding, and this code niche is very small. Not so many people that code actually. So I should pop up there. And what we're doing here is just we are creating a white noise app that got big and big. And now we are actually creating its routes and APIs and stuff like that. REST APIs, yeah. Integrated in a JS app. Well, actually, that will be good. Wow. What's your name? Zane. Maybe I would call you that. He does masters in programming, but where are you studying? Yeah. Thanks. I mean, my code is clean usually when I work with front end, but honestly, whenever I have like problems, I start to put console logs everywhere, and that is really wrong. You should always get back and clean stuff. By the way, I have my package.json, and that's why I always organize my code correctly with, let me delete this file by the way. If you go to my package.json, you will find me having a lint part here, which if I go here and do npm run lint, right, it will kind of find all the problems, and for now this is not too many problems, by the way. And let me try one thing. npm run lint, and if you do dash fix, it will fix all these errors for you by adding some flags kind of, but it didn't fix anything. What a bummer. So I can go find something in the app.tsx. Let me clean them. Let me clean everything for you guys. Here I need to delete some stuff. I need to delete this one. I need to delete, oh wait a second, why get profile is not here? Yeah, because I'm using it in the auth context part. Okay, that's cool. Now let's go back and check again. So now you will see that this npm run lint not fix. Oh, I did it wrong. So now we have an error in the contact.tsx. It says no console, and also we have a login is defined but never used. Login schema type is defined but never used. Where is that? Login.ts. Login. Let me open the file. Why I'm not? I think in the login.tsx. Why tsx? Well, that's fine. It needs just to be exported. You see, this is a really big problem. So, are we using this? Inside word copy, VFS. We are using it somewhere. It should be exported. Oh, I did the types in one place. Okay, so I did like, oh man, why am complicating it? So all the types are here. No, not here. All the types are inside types here. So you'll find all my types kind of here, inferred kind of types. Yeah. So now let's try again. So now we have only warnings, one error though in the contact.tsx. Let's fix that. And that's the error. Basically the data here should not be console logged. Or what you can do is just comment this. Oh, wait a second. What is this? The contact? Okay, so I don't have anything for this contact yet. Just should maybe send something to the database so I can restore it later and answer. That's cool. Yeah, let me try again. I have only warnings now, and probably these warnings are not a big of a deal, so I can leave them. So now I'm happy kind of with the state of this. I can go like this and say, let me just put a space here, like fix and lint or lint fixes or something like that, and that's it. Yeah, and now I can just forget about this. Hello, mister. Thanks, David. I will actually close the stream soon. WB said he actually do tell his teammates to use GWT, and yes, we do actually use GWT as well at work, which is awesome. Yeah. What else? But nothing wrong with learning. True, mate. I mean, we can use Auth0, but what if I get hired by Auth0 someday? Should I use Auth0 in Auth0? That's what we are coming from. That's my kind of like way to answer some questions. It's just, yeah, use like HTTPS certifications from Cloudflare. But what if I get hired by Cloudflare and I need to build something with that? Yeah, it's just fun to say, but it's not important as well. Cool. All right, guys, I want to tell you also that I actually live stream every day, so you will be able to see this every day, me struggling with this kind of stuff. And I want to thank everybody who's been here and followed and helped me out to reach this number of following. We want to reach 10,000 as soon as possible, which is amazing. And also, I thank you a lot for this. And yeah, I want to actually learn as much as I can. I'm going to be a 10x engineer by the end of 2025. Also, we're going to build this SaaS by the end of March. It's going to be finished. And we're going to also take it DevOps. I'm going to do PM2 with GitHub Actions on my VPS. I'm going to share with you everything. We are going to do PRs together and stuff like that. So you will be able to see everything happening. So stay tuned, and let's think about the next part when we finish with this, what we're gonna build. Maybe build something with Next.js. That will be amazing. And I live stream every day at 10 p.m. CET, which is 10 p.m. Central Europe time, but 3 p.m. if you are in CST, let's say time, like if you are in Texas or wherever. And I finish by 3 hours of the stream. So today I'm doing already 2 hours 55 minutes. I'm waiting for like 2 minutes and I will close the stream. So yeah, just follow me and also go to my profile and link, like you have my Discord. You can come there and yeah, chat with me to actually define what we're going to do next, right? I always talk to the chat and I always find out that they have good ideas. So go to my Discord and we will talk about everything. All right, cool. Awesome. What else can I tell you? That's it. Yeah, I live stream on TikTok. Basically, I have a lot of comments on TikTok because I am always on the For You page of programmers, which is a great way to kind of reach out people, by the way. And yeah, I also live stream on Twitch and on Kick and on YouTube as well. So everywhere actually, and you can search me by the name of Async Stack. Finn is here. Let's try to convert Finn and let him follow me. He's asking, what are you coding? I'm coding a white noise app and using React and Express in the back. And so we are using right now let's say the Pern stack, because instead of Mern stack, it will be Per, because I'm using Prisma and PostgreSQL. So that's it. Will you do a project with your followers together? This is what we're doing actually. We started this from zero. If you go here, like let me show you, go to my readme file. This is what we did together, all of this actually. Did I actually comment out everything? Yeah. All of this we did together actually. So if you say, let's say build something together, I will just put it here in the readme file and you can go and do a PR. So you can go to my profile on my GitHub and do a PR yourself, like a pull request to tell me exactly what to build next. Yeah, awesome, cool. So thanks everybody for being here. I really enjoyed it. I will share with me my GitHub just for this project alone, and see you tomorrow at the same time. You will find me here. Thank you, Mr. Arnowski. You are really helpful. Thanks, Khairuddin. Thanks everybody who watched here from everyday, David as well, everybody who's here, thanks. And see you tomorrow basically. And yeah, Izan, if you're here for more than 5 days, you will become a mod. So that's how we roll here. And Sagiro, if you are new, please follow, and thanks for hoping that we go great. All right, cool. That's it. We will continue this. See you next time, guys, and thanks for watching. And honestly, this is amazing. I will keep up. I'll try to kind of like implement what are the things that I can implement from my work. Maybe that then I can show you more of the stuff that you don't know, like Spectrum CSS, like stuff that I learned from Adobe and stuff. But that will be in the future when we finish with this app completely. So thanks a lot, and see you tomorrow. See you guys. Bye bye. Have a nice day.